think they have a lot of ways to deal with him. They could just kill the entire team around him, but it's different play style. I think the Roche is probably a bigger deal.
Yeah,
I think.
And there it is. The Mirana is going to be the big Bloodseeker. All right. I was hyped to see this hero. It's finally here. They're going to be running Shadow on the Timbersaw and Faith Beyond. Of course he is. He's the Bloodseeker player.
So Shadow's playing Timber?
Yeah.
Link's playing Jug. Okay.
So we've seen some 4-position jungle Bloodseekers. We've seen some safe lane Bloodseekers. VP is a great example of that. And there are also off-lane Bloodseekers.
Yeah.
So I can't really say I'm too surprised that, especially since they said at TI that they had a Bloodseeker strategy ready to go, and they just never used it. So
they didn't think it was the right time. I think that this game, just like last game, they're going to pick on Yao. Yao he did not play the best of the 10 players last game, and might have been the worst out of the 10, and your Dota crashed.
Hold on, everybody.
But looking at this game, I think it's also going to be a similar story where they're just going to pick on Yao as much as possible. The Timbersaw in the matchup versus him is already very poor for him. Rupture on a sprinting Slardar is just miserable. And then Juggernaut, if he fails a blink stun, he's just going to die if he gets a quick spin-off.
Imagine a target Mana Leaked and Ruptured at the same time. Movement is so bad.
Yeah,
all right.
It's going to be a rough game for Yao, and they need another. They need to secure his lane because they have shown that Yao has needed help in the off lane in the past, and he does not opt for Iron Talon very often. He did not get it last game, as far as I believe. So, with that, I will go into predictions. I will go with Wings. Actually, most Roshan kills. Yeah, I think Wings is just flat out better.
Yeah, you think Wings is going to win? That's why Wings, right? But.
Yeah.
You would say LFY have the better Roshan taking
Yeah,
team,
if there were
right?
even teams, I would probably take LFY.
Sure.
Remember, Blink Daggers purchased by 25. Slardar, but it's Yao. I'm just going to pick
0-2, right? No matter what.
Safe. Dude, I thought it was 0-2 in that VP game, and there were 5 Blink Daggers. Winter Wyvern had, oh, wait, I have 9 seconds. Time of first tower destruction. 8 to 11 is usually pretty safe. Yeah. When will first blood happen? Yeah, I was going to feed 0-3.
Goddamn Ed, no mercy.
He is playing a Slardar off lane. Slardar off lane is, I think, pretty feedy.
Yeah,
right?
I think
you can't go into jungle ever. It's just like you have to make your lane work. Yeah. So it's just like you have to make your lane work. You're not going to be able to farm very quickly, so you need to try and get whatever CS you can early. And that oftentimes leads to you being caught out. They are going to be running dual lanes in mid. Blink and Instants are going to be having a combination here. They know that Juggernaut's not going to have a great time versus OD, so they want to keep the OD, press him as much as possible with this Ignite. Faith Beyond is going to be playing the jungle Bloodseeker. Still the offlaner, of course, still a reposition in network, but he will be starting off jungle Iron Talon. Yao is going to be pushed away here as our offlane is going to be matched up against Ice's Keeper of the Light and Shadow's Timbersaw.
I think that... So it may seem like I'm flaming Yao a little bit, but I don't think he's at his strongest right now. He's been to multiple TIs, and he's done pretty well at most of the TIs. However, I think that he falls into the trap that a lot of the very strong Chinese players do, and I don't know what it is, whether it's like streaming contracts or whatever it may be, but they don't play year-round. And I think that's a really big deal in today's day and age for Dota. You can't just like take a break for a few months and then come back and own. I think one of the few exceptions is Xiao 8, but not everyone's Xiao 8, and everyone wants him in the Chinese scene. And the players that don't play every single month of the 12 in the year, it clearly shows when they try and get back. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem like he's as committed as many of the other players. I don't doubt that he has the raw talent, however.
Yeah, I was going to try and show it here. So far, he's 5-0 in this lane situation. Faith Beyond, he is level 3, and he looks like he's just spotted Xiao 8, so there's going to be no Imprisonment Arrow combination here. It's not going to be surprising. One of the great things about Bloodseeker Jungle, it stays very healthy. And so Xiao 8, even if he did rotate and try and catch Faith Beyond somewhere inside the jungle, it wasn't really going to result in much. That hero is just not one of those offlaners that you go and find him low HP and get a free kill.
Well, first, what happened? Not happening.
Apparently
Actually, someone played the arrows. No, it's
in the next 30 seconds.
Something weird is going to happen. What you pick? 0 to 3?
I've also picked 0 to 3. Yeah. We're screwed here. We're screwed.
We are screwed. But that's good. Yao is performing above expectations. No, I'm glad that he hasn't died yet.
He is facing a lane that he is probably less likely to die.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Timbersaw and Coddle. Like it's pretty obvious kill power, and you should be able to dodge.
And Ogre's not there.
Yeah.
But Ogre looks like he's going to be soaking up XP somewhere very, very soon. They have abandoned that off lane, which I thought that he didn't do very often, but when there's a Bloodseeker in the game, things change.
Yeah, I think it's specifically this strategy, right?
Yep.
Can't put Bloodseeker in the actual lane. Innocence will pop up there to be able to collect some of the experience that pushes into the tower, but the big win here is that DDC, if you're going to be running a off-laner that jungle straight from the beginning, you can abuse this pull system and get maximum efficiency out of the lane, and this will mean a very high-level Rubik and probably a higher impact Rubik than you're used to seeing.
And DDC's Rubik is phenomenal. One thing that's cool about the Bloodseeker jungle is that the Blood Rage amplifies the Iron Talon damage. That is really, really good. It makes his jungling a lot faster. And like level 1, you're like Iron Talon. Okay, I take away 40% of their HP, but you still have 60%.
Radiant's
With the
bottom
Talon
tower is
brings
under
it much
attack.
closer to half, and that little bit, especially early in the game when you're like super weak, it goes a long way.
Looks like he was trying to stack this offlane camp for the Bloodseeker, but Jowade is also here. He blocks that stack, first of all,
Radiant's
and he'll probably
top
take
tower is under
part of the
attack.
jungle with an arrow here. Innocence plays it back, lets the tower tank the damage he can. He wants to pull the creeps off the tower and Bloodlust the tower as well. Looks like he's going to try and do it for the side here without getting caught by Jowade. Should be okay. They get some really aggressive vision down. Mirana throws that one
Radiant's top tower is
in
under
as
attack.
well.
They have a glyph. Are they going to use their glyph? Yes. No glyph?
Well,
Radiant
we're also going to lose on
structures are
first tower. Then.
Radiant's
yeah.
top tower is under
8
attack.
to,
We are losers all around so far.
8 to 11 is
Radiant's
very
top
common, though.
tower
I think
is
that happens
fallen.
like maybe half the time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I was with you on that one. I
Yeah.
picked that one as well.
Yao still hasn't died. Oh, he's actually going for Iron Talon this game, too. Nice. Okay. I like the change from game number 1.
I think unless you're getting really good farm in your offlane, I think you almost have to do it on Slardar.
Yeah, Slardar is
It's
like
such a
he's-
hard hero to get CS on.
Yeah, also versus Timbersaw, it's a chakra magic Timbersaw. So
Yeah.
he can just double whirling death all the time.
Yeah,
if
you
you
guys-
come to creeps.
If you guys didn't know, double whirling death, it does keep the status effect. So he loses strength twice in a row and it stacks.
That's actually very good. He skilled it up at level 1. I didn't think too much of it, but that's I'm surprised he even has 11 CS in this lane.
Yeah.
'Cause he had 5 earlier, and I was like, wow, that's really good.
It's like it's kind of like facing up against Ursa Light. You know how Ursa puts those stacks on you and it lasts for 20 seconds. Here at Timbersaw, you know he's got a 6-second cooldown on Whirling Death, but the debuff applies for 14 seconds. So you get hit by that for 14 seconds, you just kind of play a little bit passive. Otherwise, you may bring yourself too low. Guarding the rune, they're going to be able to give Blink his level 6 thanks to the bounty. And early Omni Slash is ready to go at 6 minutes, but are Ween's going to be able to make much use of it? Mid lane doesn't really seem right for the taking just yet. Maybe they're going to try and go bottom lane with this Bloodseeker. He also has a kill ability here that he wants to use fairly early on. Rupture is ready to go. And Yao already sets himself up to prepare for this. He has the early TP. He knows it's necessary, but what he may not anticipate is that Innocence is also going to be here. He's level 4, so he does have a stun to stop his TP. Yao jumps forward, amplify damage. They are going to be able to throw out that ultimate. The stun is not going to come fast enough. Yao will be able to make it away, but he still almost gets bursted down. Jesus. He went down to 50 HP. That blood rage that was placed on him allowed the Timbersaw to do so much damage in such a short period of time with that whirling death.
Did he get that double?
Oh, an arrow
Nice
just
arrow.
nailed Shadow, and he's amplifying damage up. He's going to go down. That's our first blood. They're going to go ahead and keep Xiaowei in place with the mana leak and allow the rest to be able to escape. ZYF won't be able to do anything about that, but still a very important kill. They keep their tower alive. They get a big kill on a Timbersaw, and let's not forget, that was first blood at 7 minutes.
That was a very good position by Yao. Like, if he was not in that spot, if he were further back, they wouldn't have gone on him, and if he were further up, he would have just died.
Yeah.
So, like, he was in the exact position where he could make that sequence of events happen, so that first blood could happen for LGD for everyone. And of course, as you mentioned, the tower survived, which is probably even more important. So he can make use of. Okay, he didn't actually go for Iron Helm, just Quelling Blade. I thought it was going to be Iron Helm, but it's just Tranks. Shall we just chilling there?
I mean, still, I think you have to get at least Quelling Blade on a Slaughter, right?
Yeah.
It's not like that guy is rocking a great base attack damage.
Look how deep Yao and Xiaowei are. They want to at least kill this Coddle, but Ice is deep in the jungle. Scan comes out. Can he hit the blind arrow, or are they just going to dive him? Ice.
Arrow will miss, but Yao's in a position. The wave goes off. They are going to actually TP and try and defend this one, but Ice is already going to be dead. Blink actually gets stunned up by the telekinesis as the Coddle drops. They'll still be able to get the Omni Slash, though, and collect the kill onto the Lifestealer. An aggressive dive by LFY, turns around and bites him in the ass, but maybe its wings are going a bit too far, as Super's going to reveal the fact that he just found himself a haste rune. He's going to be able to catch right up to these heroes, starts getting some damage on a Shadow. Not really the hero he can kill, but maybe Blink is a little bit better. He's got a spin and healing ward ready to go, though. Super thinking about going for this dive here. Doesn't have his ultimate, but he will imprison once again. He's keeping these heroes in place. DDC with the blast. He's actually going to be able to land on a Xiao. Does a good amount of damage, though. Right-click him down, but Super is dropping lower and lower. A bit of harassment damage comes out from Ice onto these heroes. They're going to TP out on Super. He's good. Yao, not going to be as lucky, though. Faith Beyond with all these low HP heroes, thanks in part to the Coddle. He is rip running. He managed to pick up at least one. Tries to track down Zhao 8, but as everyone starts healing up, he loses some of that movement speed, and back to the jungle he goes.
They haven't invested too much into the early game items on the set of LFY, in particular the stick on the Lifestealer. It's always a tough call whether or not to get a stick on Lifestealer because you're pressed for slots. Yeah. You need Armlet, you need Quelling Blade, you need Stout, you need your Phase, and then if you get a Blightstone, you don't have room for a stick. But you actually have mana issues on the Super. Some people get a Basilius, some people get Raindrops. Some people get a stick, and some people get none of them. And Echo Saber is kind of the one that you transition to, but you generally need an intermediate one. Yeah. And because he didn't have rage, he died there. And a lot of it is prepped in the prior 5 minutes of the game as to what your item build is. So that's probably like, well, I'm screwed. I'm out of mana. I don't have a Coddle on my team. Yeah. Draft me Coddle, shall we?
Ice is doing pretty well for himself. You know, I didn't think about the Bloodseeker until part of that fight went on, but just having this Illuminate Blast, this big AoE damage dealer, when you have a Bloodseeker on your team, pretty valuable, right? Start racking up those early thirst charges.
It looks like same thing's about to happen. Ice from the back. This time they do have the arrow to scout him out. However, no Slaughter to really run in, and Ice is out of there.
Timber chains himself into a big old creeper. Ice gets away from the gank at bottom. The gank at top may still have him.
He has a TP scroll. He doesn't want to use it. Oh man, Y is going in there.
Oh my goodness. The Wings, what a gank they're setting up right now. Yeah, I was thinking to himself, oh yeah, if they go ahead and smoke and try and dive, I see them coming, I'm going to go ahead and TP out, but now he's going to be found right away. Innocence is able to hit the stun, and they just pop him. Holy crap, that was next level by Wings.
That really was next level. That was...
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Smoking here, eating trees.
And they wasted his TP. That's the thing. That's like the worst case scenario for Slaughter. When on the other side, you just see Ice TP out. It's making sense that something's about to happen. And, you know, the Wings are just super next level. That's super hard to make. And actually work and look cool at the same time. Yeah. Well, we see the Bloodseeker go for the Midas.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Going to be some Midas game between the OD and Faith Beyond Bloodseeker.
What does it go after that? I haven't seen them play Bloodseeker too much. Is it like a Blade Mail?
Blade
Mail, I think,
Radiant's
is
bottom
okay
tower
for
is under attack.
Amazing, but armor's always useful for Slaughter. OD is not going to attack you. I guess he would just Astral you and just...
Can you get off Blade Mail? You know, you can get Magic Immunity off, right? Spike Carapace as you come out of the imprisonment and bounce back the damage. You think you could do it with Blade Mail?
Theoretically, you should be able to. But if the arrow is going through the imprison, and that Bloodseeker is actually owning the hit.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh
A nice AoE
my.
silence. That bounce back there is just going to do even more damage to Super. Now the AoE blast comes in as well. And look at that. The heroes are so low already. Faith Beyond, he's running around like, oh my goodness, he's actually just going to go straight for Xiao Wei. He's out of mana as he leaps with the mana leak on top of him. He's done for. Let's follow the fight from him. Shadow managed to get himself over into the trees away from ZYF. He'll be able to jump on a blink instead, but the Omni Slash just came up. Unfortunately, it bounces over to Roshan, so ZYF takes only a pittance of the damage. They're still going to try and chase him down. He has an infest. He will be able to get these neutral creeps. Super is here as well to be able to help him out. Faith Beyond, he backs himself away before the Centaur stun comes in. Doesn't want a chance having a Centaur stun into a Slardar crush, controlling him a bit too much. Wings are going to be chased away, but they still won that fight. They forced LFY away from the Roshan pit, got at least one of those kills, and are going to be able to force this infested Lifestealer out. Turns around, tries to go for the stun, actually just pops out now as the right click comes in from Ice. Ice, the arrow misses there, poorly timed, and Yao is going to die on the left-hand side as well. A big blast comes in, and now Ed has to find a target, but he's going to be going for an Ogre Magi. That tanky hero, he may be able to get the support, but sure, what's happening with the cores on Wings, though? They're just running down heroes on LFY. They're going to be able to get DDC as well. ZYF has not been able to kill the Ogre Magi, and now he's at half health with no infest. A Rage TP is ready to go, and he'll try for that. Right-click damage, though, it's going to be close. ZYF falls, unable to complete the TP. 3-9 now as Wings surge ahead in this game 2.
That was well played by all around on the Wings. I like how they play around the Rupture really well. Like, he ruptured the OD, and then what does OD do? Like, you either sit there, or you Astral, or you run away. And he chose to sit there, and he got blinding light pushback, and then he got illuminated because he's just sitting there, and then he had to run away.
And he's like, he's already sitting at 300 HP,
Yeah.
so you're not feeling real comfortable about fighting. Bloodseeker's running faster because there's already a low HP on the map.
Yeah, and you're not the hero that wants to get ruptured as Super. Yeah, you can Astral yourself, but you're just gonna eat a blast, you're just gonna get destroyed.
Right?
Eat a chakra.
Silence from Bloodseeker possibly if he still has it.
So all of that's pretty nasty. And generally, defensive Astral is seen as very, very strong. But the long spells that they have, particularly the Blood Right and the combo Illuminate, like actually deals with it quite well. And the only person that can really tank that sort of damage is a Lifestealer. But Lifestealer gets owned with, let's say, like a Blood Rage Omni Slash. Now that he's has level 2 Omni Slash, is actually pretty strong. If he doesn't have Rage, then Timbersaw can easily kill him, especially with the Chakra Magic. And LFY, they need to get Roche. Roche is really important for them. They have the Slardar, they need to be able to do it. However, Yao also needs his Blink Dagger, and he kind of needs to be there for Roche. And he also doesn't have mana at the moment. They're constantly having mana issues.
We're seeing how ineffective the Lifestealer is being in many of these fights because he doesn't have that vehicle to be able to close the distance really easily with these Wings heroes. And we're not going to be seeing a Blink Dagger probably until 20 minutes plus. Yao is only sitting at 1,100 gold now, 15 minutes into the game. Top 3 net worth all being held by the Wings core. And they've got themselves about a 5,000 net worth lead in total with about a 7,500 experience lead on top of that.
I think it might be safer for them to like smoke into Roche with Amp and Lifestealer. I think they could actually just take it out, and then it would give Slaughter a lot of much needed experience and a little bit of gold for their team, and more importantly, deny it from Wings, because they're in a position where they could just sweep LGD at this moment. And Xiao 8 will be dewarding, ruptured. There is an Omni Slash because Ogre was not close enough, and looks like they will be attempting Roche right now. And Bloodseeker's actually very good at taking down Roche too, especially with Bloodlust.
They're just going to keep going till mid instead. We thought they were going to pop into Roshan pit, and they did for a second, but instead they go for the tier 1 mid. Maybe feeling uncomfortable that they only kill the Mirana and they use Omni Slash as well as Rupture for it.
I still think they could pick up the fight. So I think Keeper is really strong because there's like not that much room for you to maneuver, and blinding light onto a cliff, which is pretty likely, I would say, with all this melee. Or
maybe they haven't seen Yao. Maybe that was the determining factor. They don't know if he's got Blink Dagger yet.
Yeah. Also, the mid T1 tower is.
Yeah. Tier 1 mid, rather valuable. 10-3 right now. LFY definitely on the back foot quite heavily in this game number 2, 1 game away.
Radiant has
from
used
elimination.
Scan. drawing a line, but Faith Beyond cannot go there by himself. Looks like he's going for a Scepter afterwards. Double Rupture, one on OD. Who do you cast the other one on?
Lifestealer.
Yeah, the thing about Lifestealer, he can just pop inside someone and just wait it out.
Yeah.
I guess it's just
You can do a defensive rupture if if they get the combination off. Right, just try and limit that hero from being able to chase down.
Okay, they see Yao. They're smoked. He's really close to Blink Dagger. He cannot die here. No, Yao.
Yao, get out of there, buddy. They're coming. Wings already trying to set up. Ogre Magi's going to be leading the charge with the stun. They've already taken him out with the Mana Leak. Oh, so much damage. Slardar dies. Blink Dagger will be delayed past the 20-minute mark. No doubt about it now.
Game.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar story to the last game.
Radiant's middle tower
Blink
is
Dagger
under
just comes
attack.
super late. And then even if he gets his Blink Dagger, are they going to be able to kill people with the Lifestealer Bomb? I don't think so. Juggernaut can just spin.
Yeah. Shadow already has Bloodstone and a Plate Mail, very importantly.
Bloodseeker has a lot of HP because he has Axe completed at 18 minutes. That's kind of absurd. And then Keeper also almost has Axe completed. And then the last choice is Ogre. So like, none of these heroes are really good choices. I think who would be the best? Jug's not going to bat Crush.
I think Bloodseeker might be the best.
Yeah.
Especially if you can catch him while he's Blood Rage.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And he's also the hero that I think is most disruptive for you in these team fights. The Rupture and Silence, both very powerful against LFY's heroes.
Yeah. And again, LGD are just stuck in this lull
Dire's
where they
middle
have to
tower
wait for
is
the
under
sprint
attack.
to do anything. And then if Yao shows on the map like he is now, that just gives him a minute, let's say, of like free reign around the map.
Look, this is the exact problem that we were talking about when discussing the difference between Sand King and Slardar. Slardar does not have that kind of wave clear to guarantee a fast Blink Dagger. We may see even a full-out Shiva's for... Do you like Shiva's or Lotus Orb? Because Shiva's always value for Timbersaw, but Lotus Orb would specifically counter Amplify as well as helps deal with like OD, can imprison you without imprisoning himself.
I think Shiva's fine. He can just run in there. The thing about Lotus Orb is sometimes you can just die before you can use it. Because I think it's way better suited for heroes that are in the back. And as a hero that's up in the front, like if you get disabled before you cast it, it's not very useful. Whereas Shiva's, I think it's like, the act is not that important. Like the aura and the armor are always on, which is amazing.
Well, we'll see what Shadow, I'm feeling like he's leaning towards that choose as well.
So here they go with the Blink Dagger. Can they actually kill anyone?
I mean, they've got to hit a really good initiation. This is the smoke. This is the first Blink Dagger reveal.
They
All of
know
this.
though, because no one's been showing for too long now.
Yeah.
And now, did their scan hit?
Moonlight Shadow, do you think they can kill? How fast do you think he can kill this Timbersaw? They stumble onto him first.
Dire's bottom tower
If
is
a
under
fast
attack.
blinding light comes out, then
Yeah, they're...
very unlikely.
It's all up to the Lifestealer during Rage and
Radiant's middle
Amplify. I'm
tower
not sure if
is
that's
under
enough,
attack.
thanks to the Plate Mail.
Dire's bottom tower
he does have
is
X.
under
They
attack.
re-smoke for that one.
It is that important.
It is.
I think that's a great decision by them.
But Wings are set up in an anti-smoke formation.
Yeah.
Bunch of heroes inside the trees. Ogre Magi to be the one who tanks the smoke. And they're like, surely the smoke wore out by now.
Radiant's
But they have
middle
two.
tower
But
is
they're
under
playing
attack.
like they have two.
Dire's
this thing.
bottom
Yeah,
tower
that's-
is under attack.
That's actually crazy. They're still waiting this one out.
Okay,
Rotation.
Shao 8, it pops.
It's finally
and
gonna
they're
come.
in the Observer Ward, they know.
Oh, they see Blink. He's already spinning. Gets himself away. The jump is going to be able to come in. They manage to land on the Timbersaw, but already Yao is done. And now DYF is going, this is not the place I want to be. He rages and TP's out. He will manage to survive. Thankfully, Super is going to be spotted, but no disable from Shadow. Either way, though, that was heavy commitment by LFY and very clearly not what they wanted to happen. They lose their Slardar, and Wings will continue their march at bottom lane.
I think now you have to switch gears. Now you'd be like, okay, we need to just split push out the Lions, but
Nice push back there. Ice brings the Rubik in range of Blink and his spin. They're going to try and fight around this imprisonment still, but DDC just, it's all a setup for the Timbersaw. Shadow is kind of stuck in the trees though, and ZYF in serious trouble. He needs to invest. Super, give him an opening. Oh, he imprisons him instead. This is still kind of hard. Yao's going to be able to jump in, gets a nice crush, but the glass is already there. ZYF so low, the physical damage will finally cut him down. Super tries to drop the bomb, but it's just not good enough. It hits like a wet noodle, and LFY have nothing left in the tank. Yao's going to be forced away, but he was already mana leaked up. He's going to be out of mana, and Mirana, she's out of HP. Wings back up, 3 kills up, take the tier 2 tower. Where are they going to go from here? Objectives are kind of free to them. They can go mid, go for that tier 2. Roshan is still available to this team if they'd like to take ages for themselves. Looks like none of it. They're just going to push out the lanes. Top had a nice big wave coming in, so Blink's going to be able to take the benefit of that.
They just need to make sure they don't get overconfident. Make sure they just don't feed them unnecessarily. Like Slardar is just... They spent like 5 minutes waiting for his Blink Dagger, and then once the Blink Dagger finally came out, he just got Fire Blast and just died.
Well, they know the Juggernaut TP'd up the top lanes, so they know they can try and go straight for Roshan while their Jug's top. Maybe get themselves an Aegis thanks to Amplify and the Lifestealer's damage, but it's just not. They're not doing it fast enough as duo. So they've already brought the Juggernaut here. They're thinking they're actually going to be able to force this fight 4 versus 5. Little did they know it's going to turn against them. Blink has already shown himself a little bit. Imprisonment goes down. Now here comes that Rupture without an Imprisonment. No one's going to be able to save Super from this one. They just force that from around inside of Silence as well. He gets popped by Faith Beyond, who's on a dominating spree. Jump in. Yeah, he actually managed to catch Blink as the Disable ran out. That Magic Immunity no longer available. He gets hit by the Crush. They're looking for Shadow next, but he's up on the trees, and ZYF is still ruptured up. Half of it, and he's going to go down because he doesn't have a Rage anymore. Pure damage rips him apart, and Shadow, he's just bouncing from cliff to cliff. He managed to catch DDC a bit. Ice can simply right-click him down. Oh, the humiliation there. And Shadow goes for another kill on a Zhao 8, but fortunately TP will be able to save him. Both him as well as Yao will once again be the only survivors in a nasty team fight against Wings around the Roshan pit.
They got good kills though. Particularly the Juggernaut. Nice jump by Yao. Catching him at that brief moment of vulnerability.
But it's still going to be a Roshan to Wings' favor. Actually, Mass TPing in. They're kind of trying to get here in time, and they're slowing up.
It's daytime, though. Ice has Ags. So without a smoke,
yeah, you can see he saw that arrow coming. Faith Beyond managed to blink himself away from that one. Nice force away, trying to keep the heroes out of the pit, but Roshan's not low enough. So instead, Wings, they have to actually fight this one out. They've already caught a hero with the Rupture. They're going to be able to go on to Yao as best as possible. The stun goes out on the Shadow. Fortunately, the heal from the Columbine just kept the Shadow alive. They're trying to chase him down, but the nuke isn't quite enough. That last right-click in is not going to be enough damage. Blink, he managed to Omni Slash, bounce around, gets a lot of damage on his ZYF, and OD, he imprisoned himself, but now, without ZYF there, there's no chance he can fight out 4 of Wings' members. Wings, they just keep on winning, man, these team fights. They're just too far ahead, and LFY have to fight, but every single fight just puts them deeper in the hole.
Just too many items. Without the Ags, I think that's a very high probability fight. They probably didn't expect the Ags that early, and it's you don't have any smokes. They used double smoke with the other one, and they were just really desperate for that because that was an important fight. But this one, unbeknownst to them, is probably even more important fight for them, and they just could not go. Keeper saw him coming the whole way. Double Rupture had cooled down already.
Have you seen Shadow's item?
Double plate mail.
Yeah, he picked up Shiva's double plate mail now. So he can go AC as well as Lotus Orb if he wants to. Leap, Zhao
I think
8.
they just know that they're about to end the game, so he just buys whatever.
Yeah.
I guess, like...
I don't think AC is a real item on Timber, but...
Yeah, you can hold it. Ideally, I think you get like a plate mail on the Soul Booster, so you can go Oxygen,
right.
But it doesn't too important at this point.
Tier 3 is going to fall. DDC with his Blink Dagger tries to show up, tries to put a stop to this push in any way he can, but it's just not quite there. The Moonlight Shadow will allow this payload to come in. On the back lines, they're going to go straight for Ice of all heroes. They do manage to kill him, but Yao is going to be the turnaround. The Blink just surrounds him pretty easily, and it looks like they're going to be able to get ZYF again. That initiation, the Rage combination, just leaves him so exposed to the Rupture out from Bloodseeker. ZYF runs himself to death. Zhao 8. Oh, he's going to tick out there as well. 3 down from LFY, and Wings will take not just the mid lane of Rags, but the game as well.
Yeah, well, LFY, I guess, probably being the weakest of the qualified teams. Not sure. Maybe, I don't know. One of the
They put up a pretty good fight against Digital Chaos. They didn't look bad there. But they seem no match for
the Chinese scene. They're way more intimate than like they don't get out as much. So
that's a good way to put it.
yeah, but I mean they know each other very well, and I think that Wings probably played against a lot of LFY, but they knew how to punish them. They punished them hard. That was barely a contest.
So time for some good old-fashioned revenge, potentially. We've got DC, top of the group, LFY, bottom of the group. We will have a rematch now between Wings and Warrior Gaming Unity. So, looking forward to that series. I don't know who that's going to be casted by, but it's not going to be us. We're going to be shutting down the stream for just a little bit, or going to a break screen, rather. And